It's Bo. Hi, Bo. It's Bo. It's Ron and Bo. Look at that. How you doing? Wow. My two best buddies.
How you been?
All right. Oh, no. It's on this automatic record thing again. Damn it. Oh, and it won't stay. I got a surprise for you. How you doing, Zeekers? I am taking advantage of a break in the weather, and I'm taking you with me, and we're going to cross the Sierras. Just like nomads from thousands of years ago, I am pretty much dictated by the weather. Now, when I'm strong and when I have the resources, of course, you can resist the weather a little bit more. Now, to be honest, I did not want to spend as much time in Diamond Springs as I did, but the weather was pretty much blocking me in. So we're at about we're going up to 3,000 feet right now, and it's at the end of February 2024. We're coming up on March quick, another day or two from now, and yeah, we should be coming up on snow. My guess is at about 3,000, 4,000 feet. So when we do, I'll stop, I'll show you no snow, and then I'll turn around and show you the snow. I mean, I'll even get an elevation reading, exact elevation reading. And we're crossing the Sierras by way of Highway 50, and we are headed eastbound towards Nevada from California. The mission, the Beads and BB mission, was a success. I say sort of because, you know, the BB guns are always an easy sell, and you know, I still have a ton of them. I definitely didn't sell a bulk of the BB guns, but I didn't sell any beads. So the beads portion of the Beads and BBs, I don't think it went over so well. You may notice that I am wearing and have been wearing this sort of strand of beads, and these are actually meditation beads, and they're very useful for me as a sort of tactile kind of person to use for meditation. So just simply counting the beads, not numerically counting, but going to each bead one by one, tactile, is an amazing tool to sort of relax the mind and stop it from automatic thinking. Now, if you train in martial arts with me over at sifuzi.com, then you might actually know some of the other uses for these meditation beads. But these meditation beads really are ancient. Well, there's a modern version. These are polymer beads strung on hemp with a glass accent bead right there. Now, I don't have these, my necklaces or my bracelets, available online yet. However, you can just contact me if you are interested in getting a set of my, I'm going to call them Ezekiel meditation beads. But they're ancient in concept. These beads are ancient. I'll just say that they are a critical tool in both physical and metaphysical tasks. All right, we passed Pollock Pines and no snow. Wow. All right. Well, I'm definitely going to pull over when I get to an area called Fresh Pond. I kind of just topped off on gas before I left in California. The lowest price I could find there today was, what was it, $4.35. And it just gets more expensive as we head into the Sierras and into Tahoe. But then it gets cheap again once we get over to Nevada. So we should be good until we get to Nevada. So yeah, we're above 3,000 foot in elevation and no snow. So we'll see. I'll stop at Bridal Falls just up the road some and see. I have 335,000 miles on this vehicle. I maintain it fairly well. I check the oil and all that. One of the main things I do to keep things running smoothly, especially towing a trailer. It's not all that heavy, but still. I tend not to drive the vehicle more than 1 hour at a time or more than 50 miles at a time. So far, so good. Been living and driving this vehicle for 5 years now. It's over 5 years. So hopefully we get another 5 years. I don't know. As promised, here we are at 3,350 feet at Bridal Falls and no snow. So there's a little break in the weather that is allowing me to get over the Sierra Nevada mountains because I think the snow, that there is none right now here, I think it's coming, and it's coming at the end of the week. So I'm going to take advantage of this. Now, the goal and what we're doing here is we're going to do a resupply over Nevada because things are a little cheaper. And we're also going to do a gear switch. We're going to dump most of the BB guns and then grab a bunch of other stuff that will be trying to sell. In essence, this is the spring cleaning. Although it's not spring yet, I'm getting ready. I'm getting geared up for a spring cleaning. And then after that, we then do another gear switch and we go into music performance mode and recording mode. I'm kind of excited about that. But it's going to take a little doing and a little bit of luck too. You know, I've taken you guys on this trip with me good handful of times. I should probably do a playlist of all the times we've crossed the Sierra Nevadas together. And, you know, it never gets old. That's why I'm in this area. When I'm able to, I try to stay very much deep within the Sierra Nevada mountains. But, you know, we often have to succumb to modern times and modern conveniences. That there's the American River, citizens. Now the vehicle has been making some sort of strange noises, just little tiny noises. You can't hear them. I don't think you'll be able to hear them. So I don't know what they are. I haven't really done a full investigation, but I'm sure it's something. You know, you might think with all of America's wilderness, why don't people just live out in the wilderness? But yeah, come on, people are symbiosis. We don't really exist without each other. You know, we have this illusion of individuality and autonomy and what's that other word? That's right, of being sovereign, right? We have this illusion of being sovereign, but we need each other for the most basic things, down to just the psychology. When I was hiking and not see someone for a week or more, when you finally saw an individual, you were really happy to see that individual. You didn't even know who that person was. It could have been a serial killer for all you knew. But still, we have so much space. And there's this issue, of course, that's probably at its worst that I've known of since my lifetime, since my adult lifetime, where housing is such an issue. But there's a lot of things that are an issue. There's a lot of things that seem to be going out of control. And I think it's anyone that's paying attention, it's leaving them scratching their head. Like, how could this be happening? You know, the border crossing, any number of things. Alcohol sold at gas stations. Well, I think all I need to do is remind you of something you already knew and knew all along. But we still get broadsided on this. Authoritarian rule can only happen when you mandate things to go out of control. I even had to use my words carefully there, because I wanted to say when you let things go out of control. No, they don't let things go out of control. They mandate that things get out of control, so that way authoritarian rule can be justified. We all know that that's what's going on. All right, I'm driving through Khyber's here at 4,000 feet, no snow. You know, in a day or two, it will be March, and it will be a year since my Luna girl passed. And it's been a bittersweet year. You know, life has gotten a tiny bit easier, a tiny bit manageable in many ways. But boy, just a year of heartbreak that is still resonating as I speak. I mean, I can't deny that if she were still with me today, things would probably be really difficult, really challenging for both of us. And that's not to say that things aren't pretty challenging. and difficult. But they're not real challenging and real difficult. I would definitely say that the most challenging and difficult time that I have had in years was last winter, working at a ski resort as a security officer. That was rough. But it was rough with a purpose. I wanted to give Luna, in her last days, I wanted to give Luna a place to live. So, mission accomplished there. The 50 corridor and Lake Tahoe specifically is infamous for tailgaters. And the best I've been able to figure out with tailgaters is to just, put on your hazard lights, and maybe they'll kind of get a clue. Got a little bit of snow sticking at about 5,000 feet, but it's kind of spotty. This is the town of Strawberry. Man, I wish I could live here. These are abandoned lodges. In fact, pretty much the whole town of Strawberry is abandoned. I don't see why you couldn't place people here. I inquired at the local store here. It's the only store in town. And asked if there were any places for rent or if there were any job openings anywhere. And I got a big negatory on that. It was a really nice store though. They got like climbing gear and coffee, stuff like that. Now these lodges are vacant. And there's a bunch of cabins around here. I hear most of those are vacant as well. The big attraction is Lover's Leap. And I have not climbed that yet. Now we're at 5,720 feet. And as you can see, there's kind of a little bit of snow here. I hear in a few more days there's going to be a storm coming in that will drop snow all the way down to sea level, at least here in Northern California. So, be interesting. So I think what the story is, in the 70s or the 80s, if I have some time I'll check on this. But from what I know, or from what I can assess, during the 70s and the 80s, land was really cheap around here. So there are a good amount of people, probably foreign and otherwise, that came in and bought large swaths of the land here. So in other words, residential land and commercial land has pretty much been bought in full and paid for in full, and in usual fashion bought by people that don't actually live here, that don't actually care for the land or the property themselves. And what they wind up doing is using the lack of money that it generates, or lack of value that it generates, whatever it might be. But as a second property or as a multiple property, they just use it as a write-off. In other words, you're making more money by losing money or by not valuing the property. and rather you're making more money off of the tax write-off. Well, the roads are surprisingly clear coming over 50 right now, but the berm is high enough that you can't pull off to some of the more popular pull-outs like Camp Sacramento. So I would say at 7,000 feet, you have enough consistent snow. Certainly it would be good for sledding or cross country. I don't even know why I'm saying this. All of this is going to change, I guess, in a few days, a couple days. The question at bay right now is, do I want to be on the eastern side of the Sierras and catch some of that storm as it's coming in, which would kind of be nice, or do I want to be on the west side of the Sierras? I'm going to catch the storm either way, but the storm is, even if it gets snowy, it's all going to turn to slush and get ugly over there. So, I mean, I've been trying to take care of business really for the past, I forget how long now. So maybe, just maybe, I'm being forced. Fate is forcing me into maybe a little bit of snowshoe adventuring, maybe a little bit of winter camping, perhaps. I don't know. It's kind of challenging finding a place to park with my trailer to do the winter camping, but maybe. You know, last year I put together a whole Polk and snowshoe rig. I haven't gotten to use it yet. This is the classic descent into Tahoe, to Lake Tahoe. Every time I pass, it's Echo Lake, Summit, and this whole area, it reminds me of the first time I came through here on the Pacific Crest Trail. And I know I tell this story every time I come through here, don't I? You know, one of the main things that has kind of put a stop to my hiking and camping, specifically camping, is I cannot go to sleep without a bunch of pillows. I need pillows under my legs. I need pillows under my head. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm not gonna backpack with a bunch of pillows. I need at least 4 pillows. At least. Minimum of 4 pillows. Okay, 3 maybe. Preferably 4. And full-size pillows. Not like backpacking pillows. So it occurs to me I might be able to go hiking and camping if I use a gear hauler like a Polk. Yeah, they got a weed store here now. Man, I bet you their prices are insane. Man, this valley is so cool. This is sort of the valley that you come into before you get to the main town of Tahoe and the state line and the casinos and all that. So nice. We are done our little break, our 28.8 mile break, almost 50 miles. So that's good. And what a wonderful break it has been. So cool up here. I got the last coffee of the day, and it is, man, it's not even 1 o'clock yet. I should add espresso. I should add living high on the hog. I just met a guy, he was like 17 years old, and he was working in the parking lot here, making sure the tubers didn't park in the grocery lot parking spaces. Doing a fine job. Turns out the kid, 17 years old, has lived here, right here, his whole life. And he just can't wait to get away. Boy, doesn't that sound familiar. When I first got up here, unless it's mistaken, the thermostat read 38 degrees before the break, and after the break it's now 58 degrees. Man, what a great time to be up here. Half a tank. I would say that you could get from Placerville to South Lake Tahoe on $20 of gas if you're in a Subaru and you're hauling something. So, just a little side note, FYI. So for me, that works out to $20 per. Oh my God, they're trying to run me off the road. Citizen, you've been caught. Yeah, and I'm going over the speed limit, so this person was tailgating me the whole time. So, like I said, Tahoe, infamous for the tailgaters, very aggressive, and I mean very aggressive tailgaters. $20 is about a quarter tank of gas. $20 gets you 48.7 whatever, so about 50 miles. $20 gets you 50 miles. Yes. Are you doing the math here? I mean, of course, this is all dependent on, like, you know, the average of maybe $4.50 in gas. So with $4.50 per gallon in gas, $20 is getting you 50 miles, and you're getting 50 miles on a quarter tank of gas. In other words, you're getting a quarter tank of gas on $20. There we go. I think the math is straight now. This is it. We're coming up on the state line. It's funny how that means something, but it really does. I mean, you're going from California to Nevada, which has completely different laws and stuff. So as soon as you cross the street over here, you got the casinos, and I guess legalized prostitution and relaxed gun laws, perhaps, depending. Yeah, you know how that goes. And as we get into Nevada, there's an immediate lack of snow. So I mean, they get snow, but it starts melting pretty quick over here on the east side. I have a feeling that my favorite boondocking spot might be inaccessible due to the berm. Now, one of the issues that I have regarding going back and forth over the Sierra Nevadas is a bit of irony. I have all-terrain tires. I have all-wheel drive. I'm not sure if I still require chains. Number one. Two, the chains that I have fit my old tires, which were smaller. Number three, my vehicle with the small tires and the chains do not function in the snow. I hear that they say specifically you should not put chains on this vehicle, so I'm assuming they would want you to put snow tires on this vehicle, which I don't think is the same as all-terrain tires. In fact, I suspect that aside from the cold, it might be the best time of year to be a boondocker in Lake Tahoe. Well, I passed the pass, and the snow buildup, which is the berm, isn't bad. I think I'll be able to access the little camping area. But down here in Carson City, there's no snow. So that's good. If anything, if it's going to snow and if it's going to hit Carson City, then you go into Tahoe, and if you get stuck in the snow, you just wait for a little bit and they'll clear the roads. Tahoe is phenomenal like that. Alright, it is not even 2 o'clock, so I am headed straight to the destination. No supply run yet. No casino run. We have got to switch out some gear. It would be nice if I could drop the trailer at least kind of overnight. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that though. But I can definitely drop some gear, lighten up the load. Boy, I gotta clean those bins. I can't switch the gear out until the bin has been cleaned thoroughly. So that means a run to the car wash. So I use that opportunity to get all the things that kind of need to be power washed down. I just take them to the car wash and give them a good washing. And the car wash is over here reasonable. I believe it's still $1.50. It's Bo! Hi, Bo! It's Bo! It's Ron and Bo! Look at that! How you doing? Wow! My two best buddies!
How you been?
All right.
Where'd you go, to Santa Cruz?
No, I went to, where did I go? Placerville, Diamond Springs.
Oh,
know.
yeah.
There it is. You guys remember Ron and Bo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen my...
How has it been? How long has it been since I saw it?
Last time I seen you, I was having a freak out.
Was it about a month ago or 2 months ago?
No, I see. It was before any snow came, right? You left right before the snow.
Yeah.
I would have to say it was in, the first one didn't come till like almost February. I think it was 2 months, man.
Yeah.
January and
probably been about 2 months.
Yeah. End of December and maybe. Were you here to spend Christmas here?
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Can't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't celebrate anyway here. But man,
I just rolled into town and I'm doing a resupply and all that stuff, re-gear and all that. So it's about 4:30 mark, so it's time to start setting up camp. Yeah.
Where at?
I don't know. Well anyway, I just wanted to make sure these guys saw you. I'm going to turn off and catch up with Ron.
Yeah,
and I'll talk to you guys later. I decided to park next to Ron and Bo. His car's broken down, so it's nice to have neighbors every once in a while. The snow will be intense. Yeah, up here in the Sierras, they're expecting 6 feet of snow, not inches, 6 feet. So they're expecting snow at about 1,000 feet. I just rechecked the weather forecast, and yeah, up at 5,000 feet, and my boondocking area is at 7,000. So up at 5,000 and above, they're expecting 10 feet of snow. 10 feet, not 6 feet, 10 feet. Either way. So change of plans. Instead of making it back to the west side by Sunday to do the beads and BBs thing, I think I'm going to take a week to do two things. To play in the snow and to take a week every day, put some time into curating the things that I'll be selling for the spring cleaning. Yes. Just gotta flow with the go.